What's up, guys? Rakes here, coming at y'all with your video. So I know I do a lot of videos and stuff, and so I've decided that something that might be beneficial for sort of all of us is that I do a video on Sunday, sort of recapping the previous weeks, but also talking about current events or anything, not necessarily current events, but anything I see that I cut off, anything that I see that there's an issue with. So I can address that sort of all in the same video. So this is basically going to be your uh, once a week sort of digest of what's gone on in the week, what we've sort of seen happen in the gambling Twitterverse, and any specials or not necessarily specials, but updates that we're running or anything of that sort. So this is just going to be the one-stop shop for it all. Um, so this is for this past week, right? So April 19th to 25. So the first thing I want to talk about is scammers. Um, as some of y'all know, there was uh, I guess somebody got called out at TT Picks got called out a couple of days ago. I believe it might have been a Thursday or Friday. And it's unfortunate because if you've been following me for a while, you've known that I, for one, gave him a platform on that Who's That Capper. This was when he had like maybe like 500 followers. And then more recently, I've collabed with him twice. So it's just been a little unfortunate thing that he turned out to be somebody he didn't present himself as. I obviously, at some points, had warning signs, but he was winning, right? So I just always assumed that he was just a very different guy. I mean, why would you win and scam? It didn't make sense to me. So I always just thought he was different. Turns out I was right all along. But I mean, at the end of the day, how do you expect a winner? Why would a winner be a scammer? Like, what? It makes no sense to me because he was selling a lot of packages too. So it's like it just didn't make sense to me. I guess some people just get too money hungry. They want to money grab as quick as possible. It's just an unfortunate and upsetting thing that whatever's happened with that. Um, but we've learned a few things from this situation, and a few of the red flags that I want to put out there. I want to iterate that me and all the other cappers on Twitter aren't going to have the same experiences as somebody who's tailing, simply because you know, I mean, we're not the ones buying packages. We're not the ones, I mean, of course, we're uplifting each other and stuff, but we're not the ones making it known that we're tailing them or whatever the case may be. So we're going to often have different experiences. But after gathering a lot of the messages that were sent out by TT Picks to a bunch of the people he scammed, and looking over those messages, as well as, my own experiences with scammers. I've come across a sort of a list of red flags that you should be aware of moving forward. Just make sure you don't get scammed. This is why this list of red flags is very important. Anyone selling their packages at various prices, right? Just the pricing doesn't make sense. On a normal day to day basis, their regular prices don't make sense. Probably a scam, guys. But even more so, like when I say they don't make sense, I mean like if their weekly price is $50 and then their monthly price is like 80, yeah, it just makes no sense. Because if the person's actually running a business, you know, or wanting a career out of this, or having a job out of this, they're not going to reduce $50 a week, which would for in a month come out to $200. They're not going to reduce $200 by more than half. They're just trying to make the monthly deal look so good that you end up spending that extra 30, and they get an $80 scam out of you rather than a $50 scam out of you. If the pricing just doesn't make sense, or it seems too good to be true, it often almost is. Another thing about pricing, at various prices, if they're running a special every day or every 2 days or every 3 days, and they're just going lifetime VIP $80, guys, it's a scam. Nobody's selling a lifetime VIP for $80. I can guarantee you that. Nobody who puts in the work. Yeah, I mean, two things are happening if they're selling a lifetime VIP package. Either they're scamming you, or they're not putting in the work for you. Because if I were to sell a lifetime VIP package to basically, you know, as many people as I could, right, for $80, I personally think I could get probably 500 people to buy it. That means I just made $40,000. It's not a bad number, right? I mean, $40,000 is not a bad number, but why would you subject yourself to $40,000 when that's just, I mean, if trust me, the amount of work I put in as a capper probably exceeds a regular job in terms of hours. So, a $40,000 job is, I mean, if you're going to do that for capping, why wouldn't you just go do that somewhere else? It just doesn't make sense. Um, so anybody selling lifetime VIPs aren't a thing. If anybody tells you they're selling a lifetime VIP, just know that's not a thing. And sorry, I'm confused the calculations and said lifetime VIP for $40,000 a year. No, that's for your life. Why would I sell all these hours of work in my life for $40,000? Like I wouldn't. Um, that just makes zero sense. It makes absolute no sense. Um, so these guys selling their lifetime VIPs, there's no such thing as a lifetime VIP. I promise you that. Oh, I mean, there is because in a couple of months their capping lifetime is going to be over. So they're really only selling you a couple of weeks for $80. Don't buy into those lifetime VIP packages because those aren't a thing. Anybody tells you that, you get away from them. They are not a thing, guys. They are not a thing. Um, and if first of all, and the most important thing that I saw from this sort of situation is if a capper is asking you for money, block the capper and let it be known. Let it be known. Let all of Twitterverse know. Because if you're a capper and you're asking money, two things are certain. One, you're either scamming that person, or the second thing is that you're lying to these people, especially if you're showing profits, right? And you're asking for money, then you're not a capper. I mean, obviously, a capper is not a losing guy, right? A losing guy would not be a capper. So if you're a capper, you're automatically winning. And if you're having to ask somebody for money, then the fact of the matter is you're not a capper because you're losing. So why would you even trust a guy that's clearly just losing it to, betting and things of that nature? A capper should never have to ask for money. If especially if they have a VIP, they should never have to ask for money. That's just plain simple. Period. Don't have to ask for money if you're a capper and you're profitable. So if somebody does ask you and they're a capper, whatever excuse they make, whatever they tell you, hey, I'm going to get you back 50% on this, or whatever the case may be, don't trust them. In fact, take the screenshot of that message and put it right away on Twitter immediately. Let everybody know. Send that message, send that screenshot, whatever, to every other capper that you trust, and let them do the work and let them call this guy out. It's unfortunate that people do fall for these things, and that's only because that they don't realize how often these things happen, and that's why I'm making this sort of video, or in this video I'm talking about it, because it's important that the rest of Twitter know, especially some of the newer guys on Twitter. New accounts are being made every day. It's important that y'all know not to fall for these little things. And the biggest thing is VIP deals refunded. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying be very wary if somebody's refunding VIP packages. Even like for example, I don't refund the VIP package. I give you extra weeks if I lose. So in a 4 week period, if I don't end up profiting for you, I give you an additional week for the next 4 weeks, but I don't refund that money. Because it's difficult to refund that money, right? It really is, because the fact of the matter is we're putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it. So that's basically our salary is what it is. We can't work regular jobs. If you're truly capping, if you're capping, the whole 9 yards and going through every little thing that you can, then you really can't work a day job. You really can't. Very few people are able to actually work a day job and be able to cap, and those guys, I commend them. But the majority can't, right? So this is where our income is coming from, essentially. This is how we're getting by, is through VIP deals. So if anybody's offering you that, it's not possible, guys. It's not going to happen. But now, if that person has proven time in, time out that they do follow through with that, then that's understandable. But you have to see screenshots. You've had to see other people vouch saying, hey, look, this guy did refund this VIP deal. Don't be the sucker that believes it just without any proof, because it's very difficult to. You have to understand this is the income for people, right? So they get these VIP money in, whatever, and then they say, oh, at the end of a week or 2 weeks, I don't profit. I got your money back. That money's gone to rent. It's gone to groceries. It's gone to gas. Where are you going to get your money from now? So don't believe that BS. It's just a scam. And then they're gonna say something like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. People are scamming me or whatever, so I can't refund that money to you, but I got you with an additional 1 month." And you bought into that package thinking, and that might be that might be valuable to you, but you got into the package thinking, you know, you're going to get your money back if anything, and it's not transparent, it's not honest. And so at that point, why would you want to trust somebody who's not transparent and honest? And another thing that came up to me about this situation in this regard, and specifically at TT Picks, and it's one thing I didn't realize soon enough, was he was actually losing capper. He was actually losing capper, and he chases units. He chases profits back with units. With 20-unit bombs. The last thing, if somebody is having too many units in their bankroll, they're probably a scammer as well. They're probably a scammer as well because they just want to be able to show profit. So they want to be able to chase. You can't chase without having unlimited units in your bankroll. Look at Vegas Dave. Look, what is his MO? He loses one game and he doubles down the next game. And then he's triple down next game. And he has like literally, he bets like 45,000 units a game. I mean, a unit for him is like 0.0003% of his bankroll. It just doesn't make sense. That's not how this works. Not that doesn't that's not no stop. So if you have an unlimited bankroll, please don't listen to these guys because that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Um, so if they're chasing with 20-unit bombs, stay away from these guys, man. You need to stay away from these guys. And it's unfortunate that I didn't realize this sooner. Um, but man, guys, stay away. Look for these signs and stay away. The big unit count is the one that's the most important because, just generally speaking, Vegas Dave is the prime example of how he gets people and it makes it seem like it works. Like that's it. Stop. It doesn't make sense why you'd have that many units and have that much difficulty doing your calculations on a day-to-day basis. It makes zero sense. They're just scamming you at the end of the day. Nobody's going through that much amount of math if they're going through any math at all. And I think going off of this and segueing, I think one really important topic we can have is how to understand who's not going to scam you. Well, I mean, it's basically the opposite. People who aren't adjusting their prices. I'm not saying people can't do promotions here and there. People can't do, basically a special for a month or something of that nature. I'm not saying people aren't allowed to do that. But if they're doing it too often, it's a scam. But the people who aren't going to scam you are the ones who are keeping a consistent price. The ones that aren't going to adjust from their price because they know what it takes in terms of, I guess, their expenses, their careers. They're not adjusting their price because for them, this is a job, right? Those people aren't going to scam you. For example, let's take me, for example. This is going to be weird because I feel like I'm tooting my own horn. I'm not going to adjust it. I mean, I might run a special up here in a couple of weeks or so for the VIP, but aside from that, I'm not switching my price from $200 because I know how many clients I need with that $200, and then I also know uh, that what my expenses are for on a month-to-month basis. So I know what it takes, and so I know I could treat this like a job and as a career if I'm given that amount of clients, right? That will make up that times 200 will make up that expenses. So I'm not going to reduce that. Right now, if I'm sitting there reducing it every day and saying, "Oh, $100 today, oh, 150 tomorrow, 200 back to normal," if you buy today, I'll give you a second month free for $200. If I'm doing something like that, I'm scamming you. Period. I'm scamming you. Not gonna do it, but that's what you need to be looking out for. People who aren't going to scam you. Another thing. Look at the unit bets. Look at how much they're betting. Look at how often they're betting. Look at how many games they're betting per day. Make sure they're not chasing. Things of that nature. That's very important. And one of the better ways to sort of realize who's um, who's scamming and who's not. Another really important thing. Can you tell me who that person is behind that account? Can you be like, that's that person? Like if I were to see him on the street, or if I were to hear something about some guy over here, I'd be able to be like, oh yeah, that's him. Do you know who the person behind the account is? If you don't, but then be wary. If you do, chances are they're not going to scam you. Now, obviously, we see certain situations with like Vegas Joe. We saw it a while ago where people knew who Vegas Joe was and they probably could be able to recognize him, but they didn't really know much about him, right? They didn't know who he was. They didn't know much about him. It wasn't until after he came out as a scammer that we really realized a lot about him, how he was living in his car and, basically showering in Circa and things of that nature. Um, you know, all that being said, if you can't tell me who the person behind an account is, you might want to be a little bit wary, a little bit steadfast. Maybe talk to some people that have already been following for a while, following that account for a while, and talk to them and see what's up. So that's my little spiel on scammers and how to determine if somebody's a profitable scammer. I mean, not a profitable scammer, a profitable capper, and who's not a scammer, things of that nature. That's my little spiel on that. Now we're going to kind of dive into the triple threat. And this is where the recap starts if you want to watch the recap and whatnot. So 9 days. It's been 9 days since we started this triple threat package. Oh, by the way, if you're still watching, if hopefully you are, hopefully you just didn't close it when I said recap starting. I got good news for y'all. Um, so maybe watch to the end or fast forward to the end if you'd rather do that. But going back to the triple threat, been 9 days since we started. We are 17-9 on triple threat plays, hitting at a 65% clip. We have profited 20 units in these 9 days. With a 26.4% return on investment. It's amazing. That's amazing. I don't know why I didn't start this sooner. There's not literally, I don't know anybody else who's been able to hit this 26.4% ROI. I mean, hardly do you ever see people hit, 10% ROI. A couple of guys I know hit 15 every now and then, but to hit 26.4, I mean, it's immaculate. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Obviously, just doing the math behind it, we see this to sort of, you know, potentially come down. I hope it doesn't. I hope my research and my added intuition, my added analytics, and my added conversations with other profitable guys allows me to actually keep this at a high return on investment. But we need more data points for that to be able to determine that. But it will be a profitable or positive return on investment. It should at least be 15% return on investment on the package or more. But to see 26.4, it's amazing. And I mean, up to this point, we've gone 2-1 every day except for today, where we went 1-1-1. Kind of brutal, but we've done really well with this package, and it's been an amazing package. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I think it's, frankly, I'm not even going to lie, and this is after having done a lot of research, and I don't mean to toot my own horn. I've looked at other people's packages, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think this is the most valuable, second most valuable package on Twitter. Um, Only less valuable to the to my VIP, simply because the VIP costs less per day, and you still get the triple threat with it. You pay basically $8 a day if you buy in advance for the triple threat every day versus $10 a day if you buy every day. The triple threat. But I genuinely, and this is not to toot my own horn, if I didn't believe this entirely, and if I had any indication or inclination to believe somebody else was outperforming me in this time period, I would mention their name perhaps instead. But I genuinely think this is the most valuable package up until this time period. I mean, $10 bettors have made $110. That's including the cost of the packages, right? They made 20, 20 units. That's $200 plus the 9 days minus the $90. That's $110 that they've made. $25. $25 bettors have made 410. $50 bettors have made 910, and $100 bettors have made $1,911 in this little time period. And it is an amazing package in my opinion. I think it's very profitable, and I can't wait to continue to see how this does. I'm hoping it continues to pick itself up, if anything. And I hope, I've been complaining about this 2-1 curse that we seem to be on. Today we managed to realize we're not on a 2-1 curse. But I've for 8 days in a row we went 2-1, and we kept missing the ones by some crazy absurd stuff. Um, but guys, that's all it takes per day is to print money. That's all it takes is 2-1. So we're going to continue to go at it, and I'm really excited to see where this heads. VIP this week from April 19th to 25th, 19.77 units profit, with a 13.29% return on investment and a 50% 58% hit rate. So we've had a really good week. We've had a really good week to say the very least. And hopefully this continues into the next week. Yesterday, I believe we had a negative day, or 2 days ago we had a negative day, and that was the only negative day in this week, and really the only negative day in the last like 10 days. So we're really running, guys. We're really running with these packages right now, and I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to see where this kind of takes us. Um, Fact of the matter is, um, I'm just happy to be doing this. I really am. Especially with this new creation of triple threat. I've seen even my bankroll increase a significant amount, and I'm just really excited to be doing this. You know, try to bring something different to the gambling Twitter world, and something profitable. I want everybody to meet their financial goals, and have the financial sort of freedom that they've always dreamed of, and the stability, especially in a year or in a couple of years, sort of governed by COVID-19, and where people are sometimes having difficulty finding work or anything of that nature. Um, I'm just really excited to be able to do this. And so I hope this continues. I'm going to continue to try to keep performing as well as I have been recently. And we're going to keep trying to make those profits. Now, one thing that was noted to me, and it's been noted to me almost every day since I've made VIP, is that it's just too expensive. Um, like I said earlier in the video, I'm not gonna adjust that price just simply because I know what I need, in terms of to actually be able to define this as a career. Now, if I'm adjusting my price, then again, it makes no sense for me to do this. I'm probably just scamming you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not adjusting my price whatsoever, just simply because unless it comes to my attention that is just not valuable at that price. But it is valuable. I mean, every all my clients would be able to tell you it is valuable, right? We, like I said, 19.77 units on the VIP this week, 20 units on the last 9 days on the triple threat. If you're taking both of those, you're making a good chunk of money. You're making like 40 units right there. And, probably and a little bit more because, like I said, in the last 10 days in the VIP, we've only lost one day. So the VIP right now, when I say 19.77 units, that's only the last 7 days. So, you add day 8, 9, 10 ago, you're adding more money into that. So, you really, if you're taking both of these, you're really profiting like 45 units, something of that nature. So we're really going out there. We're really, and when I say take both of those, of course, the VIP also includes the triple threat, but I personally double up the triple threat as well. So I take the VIP, all the VIP plays, and then I also take the triple threat again one more time. So yeah, for me, it's been a great week. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing that, you're looking at really good profits and stuff. I know what I bring to the table. I know the amount of work I put in. Just last night, I was messaging guys at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I think I might have posted a tweet around that time. I stay up the majority of the nights, guys, working. I know what I put. I know the work I put in for this to be a defined and successful career for me. I know what the price is for my package. That being said, that's not going to be reduced, but I understand that it is expensive, and that's why I created the triple threat. Now, of course, even in that case, some people find it to be very expensive. I don't see how that may necessarily be the case, but that doesn't mean it's not a valid concern. Um, so to address sort of the needs, and this is, I guess, a third step I'm taking to help some of the free play guys out, to help some of the other guys out. Basically, what we're doing is, and I talked this over uh, with people in my VIP, and it doesn't seem. Let me confirm. 1 second. Okay, so yeah, just checked in on the few pending messages I had left. I talked to my VIP clients because I didn't want to upset them or anything of that nature. So basically, um, what we're going to be doing moving on forward, right? So I have my triple threat package. It's the best three plays of the day. Now, when I first started VIP, I said that I was going to, for the free play of the day, give out the best 1 unit play for free. Now that I have a triple threat package and we're seeing additional units being profited, we're seeing additional growth, just seeing all the sort of different ways we're attacking the betting market and making profits off of the betting market. Um, what I'm going to do now, and like I said, I just checked in with my VIP clients today and made sure they were all comfortable with this because I didn't want to upset anybody. They paid for it. I want to make sure they're okay with it before I made any commitments. But what we're going to be doing from here on forward is, of course, the triple threat is still going to be the top three plays, but the free play of the day will now be the number four play, the one that missed out on the triple threat. So it's going to be a multi-unit play coming out from one of the best trends. And the reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, I want people to have the financial growth and financial stability. Where do I think that's most possible to achieve? I think that's most possible to achieve in my VIP for a couple of purposes. For one, it's the most valuable thing. I mean, you get the triple threat plays as well as all other plays, and you get them only at a little bit of the cost of what you would have to normally get the triple threat plays per day. Even more so on that, you have me basically in your corner all day, every day. I'm constantly texting people, constantly in conversations with my VIP clients. So you get that added benefit of asking about, hey, how should I really risk this many units on this one play that you didn't give out, but I really want to take. And you have me in your corner trying to help you out. So I think it's the most profitable thing. It's the most valuable thing to achieve that financial freedom, financial success. But a lot of people can't actively achieve that or have that $200 or pay that $200 initially. So how do we get you to that position? Well, I started the triple threat to get you to that position, but a lot of people can't even get to the triple threat. So now this free play of the day being the most profitable play of the day that barely missed the triple threat, right? So we have three triple threat plays, and then we have the fourth play that and sometimes in the triple threat package we do give out four plays because I may have a 1 unit play on the triple threat, and I might say, okay, because I have a 1 unit play, I'm going to give out a fourth play. So every now and then there might the free play of the day might be the fifth best play of the day, but yeah, the fourth or fifth best play of the day will be the free play of the day, and that's going to help you achieve some profits, some added additional profits, and we're going to get to that position where we're able to get you to the point where you're able to buy the triple threat package per day, and that adds on to the free play of the day. You get four plays now that are supposed to be extremely, seemingly profitable, and I had two signups in these last 9 days from the triple threat package guys onto VIP simply for the fact that did I have two signups? I think I might have had one actually. Well, I don't think one has responded. So one sign up simply from the fact that 20 units. I don't know how much he was betting, but even if he was betting $10 a game, that gave him enough money in these last 9 days to be able to afford the next 24 days. So that is our goal, to transition y'all from one step to the next, to the point where you're able to take full advantage of the services I have to offer, the effort that I put in. You get to take full advantage of it, and so that's our goal. So we're gonna. I mean, if you need to start off at the first stage and not start off with only free plays, there's nothing against that. There's absolutely nothing against that. Everybody starts off somewhere. I started off as a $10 better about a year and a half ago. Everybody starts off somewhere. You start off somewhere and you get to the next level, and that's what we're trying to do over here. We're trying to make this transition as easy as possible and get you into a position where you're able to make the most sound, valid financial decisions that you can in the sports betting market, and to be able to obtain a financial freedom that you potentially dreamed of. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting phase, and hopefully, we're able to do something of that nature. Um, and go about that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, so the free play of the day will now be the fourth or fifth best play of the day. And for those, I might do a little video. I said that earlier about a couple weeks ago when I first made the first free play of the day. But I've never been able to follow up with that just because I've been so busy. I've always been on the run, hardly ever get a chance to sit down. So I may just start doing a sort of how I do the triple threat, where I put a little mini write up. I might start doing that, or I might just give them out as if they're just regular plays. But you should know that they're the fourth or fifth best play. They come off of very profitable trends, and so just generally speaking, you're going to seem to profit quite a bit from those. So yeah, that's how we're gonna address this. That's how we're gonna go about this, and we're gonna try to get everybody to move, transition upwards and get to that position where they're able to afford that $200 a month VIP, um, and gain as much financial freedom as they're able to. So yeah, so this was a fun episode, and I'll come back and see y'all next week. Thanks for the support, guys. I really appreciate all that y'all do, and I've gotten a lot of kind words this week because I mean, I guess I've been profiting just as much to receive those kind words. So I really do appreciate that. And yeah, let's start off tomorrow. Start off another good week, and let's get at it. All right. Thanks, guys.